Hello and welcome to this tutorial on installing a iLight USB PC node on Windows 11. This is specifically for iLight PC nodes that predate the current 2023 production. This is due to changes in the way that Windows 11 recognizes the drivers on this device. If you have a PC node that predates 2023, it's likely that you will need to undertake this procedure to continue to use it on Windows 11. This can all be done on the Windows 11 PC itself, although internet access would also be advisable as the first part involves downloading some drivers off of the internet. So the first thing to do is to open your browser and go to the FTDI website. First thing I've done here is gone to ftdichip.com, where there's the drivers page, and on here there's a download for the driver installer. So this will include everything we need and more for this particular device, just in case it's not already preloaded on laptop or PC. So this will just download a small setup program, which you save, extract, and then it's this CDM setup. And just extract, run through this, takes no time at all. And here we see it's installed the driver package that we need. And this is elsewhere on the computer. We don't really need to look it up at this stage. We do that through the driver installation in Device Manager. So with that done, now we can go to Device Manager so we can see what's going on. Okay, so here we are in Windows Device Manager, and I've currently got the PC node, USB PC node not plugged in, so I'll plug it in. So here we've plugged in the PC node, and what you'll see is that it will appear in the Universal Serial Bus Controllers as Cooper Controls USB converter, but with an error next to it. And it's not going to work if we try and connect to it with it in Device Editor. So what we have to do is convert this driver, or this device, to work as a USB serial port. The way to do this is to point it to the FTDI driver that we need. So you right click on the device and we do update driver, and then we need to browse the computer for drivers, and what we need to do is choose the let me pick from a list of available drivers option. Now it will show compatible hardware, but this is the instance that won't actually install, that Windows 11 is not recognizing. So the way to do it is to untick the show compatible hardware, and in the alphabetical list down the side there will be FTDI listed. Click on there, and then on the right hand side we've got a list of the FTDI drivers. This will include the ones that we've installed with that download earlier. We scroll down to the first instance of USB serial converter, click on this, and then do next. Now you will get a warning here that it can't verify it's compatible with the hardware, but you can continue, it's safe to do so. And now you'll see that it has installed as a USB serial converter. Now we close that. So the device is now recognized by Windows 11. The device is functioning as a virtual COM port now. We do need to install that iLight virtual COM port driver. Now here it is already installed, but the process will be the same. So under ports, it will be listed with a warning here of an unknown device or iLight serial USB. You right click on here and do update driver, browse again, and point it to program files x86, Cooper Controls, iCanSoft, USB drivers. So you'd need to click on the browse button and then go down your list here to C drive, program files x86, Cooper Controls, iCanSoft. It's still iCanSoft from a few years ago, and then USB drivers. We only have to point it to the folder, not to any specific file within, and it will browse within that folder. And then we do next, and I mean it's already saying here that it's installed because I've already done it, but it will come up saying COM port for Cooper Controls USB converter installed. Then we can close that, and here we are with the the device installed. Now that will get it all working now. It's listed as COM5, so when it comes to using device editor, the link that we make, the local link, will still be the same. So we're just going to run device editor here. So now when we make a link in device editor, it will be a local link that we create. But what we have to ensure is that down at the bottom here, where you've got the in your system tray, as it's called, you've got the iCanLink little utility that's running in the background. If we go to settings on here, we need to make sure the correct COM port is listed here, and it will use the USB converter if present. You can untick that and choose the COM port if need be, or you just leave it as it is, and now it will connect. So the result will be that you end up with your PC node listed as a USB serial converter, and under ports you'll have a COM port for Cooper Control's USB converter listed with the COM port number. So now you may need to make sure in device editor you're still a local connection, but your connection will be through iCanLink settings, selecting the correct COM port number according to what you've got connected. So I will need to restart, having changed it again. It's COM port 6 here. I now restart iCanLink because it hasn't yet recognized that one. So instead of closing device editor and reopening it, you can just right click on iCanLink and exit. You'll get this warning pop up that there's application using it, but that's fine. You just do OK. It will close, but will then immediately relaunch. And now if we go to settings, it's using COM6. So provided this is unticked, because we're not using the USB converter, and we're just choosing COM6, now we have a green connection and we'll be able to talk to iCanNet.